Hey, hi everyone. Today I'm bringing Erin Hoy from Capstone Home Loans to you to talk a little bit about what's going on in the lending world. Along with the real estate world, the lending world has also had a lot of changes over the last few weeks. And so I thought we should get expert advice here on what's been going on. So Erin, thanks for joining us today. Can you talk to me a little bit about what's really happened to rates over this last month or so?
Yes, I certainly can. So interest rates, first of all, they were already coming down quite a bit in February before the coronavirus really hit the United States. And a lot of people were already kind of getting in the queue. We were starting to see volumes increase. And then it really grew quite a bit. The volume did because of the coronavirus. It brought down interest rates because of really fear. And with fear, people are buying mortgage-backed securities, which help lower interest rates. And so now we're seeing record volumes, and we're seeing that the rates have come down quite a bit. However, since then, a lot of investors have kind of backed off a little bit. And so we're actually seeing some lenders actually put the rates higher, so to kind of stifle back the refinance activity. So, for example, one of the big investors out there is Penny Mac. And Penny Mac on the government stuff, they end up adding 5 points to interest rates just so that people aren't locking in right now. I mean, they're just overwhelmed. And there's a lot of fear right now of are they going to be seeing folks foreclosing on the homes or forbearances? There's concern about that. So it's been really interesting to say the least.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen that, what I'm watching, so you're just affirming what we already know. Tell me a little bit about if people can actually get a loan right now and refinance. What's that look like?
Yeah. So first of all, with purchases, of course, that's always a priority over refinances. And so we take that, as number one focus. With purchasing a home right now, the pricing, there's a way we can get the better pricing. And first of all, just so you know, a lot of lenders and investors, we're going to see rates get better. This is one of those rare times where I feel very confident about the market improving. There's a lot of signals to us. Actually, my parent company, American Pacific Mortgage, they've been doing Zoom meetings every day with everybody and letting them know that, hey, things are going to get better. Bear with us. We're staffing up. We're increasing the volume here. So give us another week or two. You're going to see pricing come down substantially from that. So it's just one of those things where the purchase, if someone's wanting to move forward right now, we can do that. They'll allow special pricing that will better match up what we are expecting.
Okay, awesome. And that kind of leads me into another side of the financing, which is specifically FHA loans, which is also seeing some pretty significant changes. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, with the government loans, well, let me even start off with this. So anything that's outside the box or is creative thinking, those loans are now kind of put on hold temporarily. I mean, it's one of those things where we'll see those things come back, but again, the appetite for what they call non-qualified mortgages, where we're doing like bank statement loans, or even you're going to see some jumbo lenders backing out. I mean, anything that's not your FHA, VA, USDA conventional, you're going to see a lot of lenders kind of backing out. And I believe it's temporarily, but it is something where they are doing. So like, for example, one of my niches is renovation loans. We're no longer doing that. Well, we're not doing that for the time being, for at least a few weeks. So, one-step construction, those type of things that are just takes more time and effort. So with the FHA and VA, you can still do those. It's just the appetite for lower credit score is not there with investors. So we require a 640 score, which is, I think that's a good score to be at, and the pricing will be a lot more competitive anyways.
Okay. And can you speak to the bond side of this?
Yes. So the bond thing is interesting because you're basically what the bonds, the concern is as a lender, when we package up a loan and sell it to Washington State Housing Finance Commission because we lock with their rates. It's not our rates, it's theirs. When we package that up, it takes a few weeks for that process before we actually sell the loan. Well, it takes about 3 weeks on average. Well, the problem is we're seeing a lot of people lose their jobs right now. And if someone loses their job during that time period, then us as a lender is on the hook for that. And so therefore, we lose a lot of money. So we want to make sure that things kind of stabilize a little bit more until we can start offering those again. So anybody that's in the queue right now, we're closing on those. But anybody that's looking for the down payment assistance, they're just gonna have to wait a few weeks, potentially until things kind of calm down a little bit.
Good. Okay. Good information.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for people who are looking to lock in an interest rate? What advice would you give them at this point?
Well, what I'm doing with a lot of my clients right now is I'm getting applications for folks if they're looking to refinance. We know that rates aren't there yet, but we know that they're going to get there. And so if what I'm doing with my clients is if I know that the rates are going to come down to what we're talking about, then I go ahead and start the application, get everything moving forward, because the reality is next week or the following week, when they come out with better pricing, we're going to have to be in certain milestones before we can even lock, which in a typical normal market, we can lock them in as soon as we get the application. But because of the volatility with the pandemic right now, we're having to do things a little differently. So we'll probably see locking maybe a couple weeks after we start the process. But again, I'm expecting rates to get better. So really, right now is a good time to get your application in, get that ball rolling. And with some of my clients, I'm getting appraisal waivers right now, which is going to help out with the cost, number one. And then number two, it can help move the transaction through the process a lot quicker.
Okay, well, you answered kind of my next question, which is really kind of what with the coronavirus crisis have you seen change in obtaining a mortgage? And so what I'm hearing you say is with refinancing and even purchasing, getting that process started now is really important. Is there any other advice that you would offer at this point?
I think just to have patience. You know, right now we are seeing record numbers. And so there's a lot of people working from home right now. A lot of folks that our corporate office has actually taken people from other departments and brought them into the process that they've never had to do before, just to help out with moving things through that's already in the system. So I think at this point, just understand rates are going to be getting better from everything that I can see that's pointing towards that. And just to get the applications in, again, we'll put down kind of the expected rate that we are hoping for, and then once it gets there, we'll lock it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, I really appreciate your time. I know how busy you are right now. I appreciate your time. I hope that you and your family are all healthy and staying positive and working through how busy you are. They're missing you, I'm sure. Glad you got a vacation in before this.
Yes, hence the picture behind me.
Is this your picture?
Yeah, I took that.
That's awesome.
My wife and I, we went on a date night when we were there in Hawaii, and on our way to this little restaurant we really like, we stopped by this ranch. Believe it or not, Hawaii is known for ranching, which I didn't know until last year. And this was just perfect timing.
It's a beautiful photo. I had no idea you took that. So that's a beautiful photo. Thank you again, Aaron. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Teresa.
And we look forward to getting back to whatever normal is.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.